season out of the Southland Conference. And we're underway, and the tip controlled by McNeese. This is a team that has some talent and some speed and some length, as every one of their starters is at least 6'4", and they've got a 7-footer in the middle as well.
Yeah, they are really good at driving the basketball, pounding the ball inside, getting offensive rebounds. And on the defensive end, they have mayhem on their jerseys, their warm-up jerseys, and it's what they want. Mayhem on the defensive side, create a lot of havoc.
Not a great offensive team, as this shot just beats the shot clock buzzer, and there's an offensive rebound, but then a turnover. But it'll be at this other end of the floor where McNeese is going to try and create that havoc. They're very aggressive, will overplay everything, try and keep the ball out of the middle as we look at K-State's starting five. Same group as Bruce Weber started in the win on Sunday at Nebraska, with both Marquise Noel and Nigel Pack in the backcourt for the second time.
And only 2 times this year have those 2 guys been in the starting lineup at the same time. At Nebraska, they got off to a little bit of a slow start, but finished it off in a strong manner. Right before the half, K-State had a 16-0 run that was a big part of K-State's movement and win against Nebraska.
Backdoor feed thrown away. And Kip Kissinger now is going to overrule it. So it was last touch by McNeese. Yeah, but a little bit of a blessing in disguise with the injury or the concussion to Nigel Pack was that Marquise Noel really started to shine in that backcourt at the point guard spot. And now Bruce Weber has both of them in the lineup with Pack back close to 100% for K-State.
You see early the quick hands of Miles Lewis.
Another near turnover. That's punched out of bounds, and K-State will have it with 7 on the shot clock.
They have an attitude that they do not want the opponents. McNeese State does not want their opponents to be able to run their offense. They say, beat us with a secondary style. You're not going to be able to run your stuff.
Noel out to Masood, and he takes an extra step trying to beat that shot clock. So both teams with a good start defensively as we look at John Aiken in his first season at McNeese. Was the associate head coach the last 3 years before taking over. And here's a look at their starters tonight. They're led by Miles Lewis, a grad transfer from VMI. Pretty balanced scoring team, though. They've got 8 different players averaging at least 5 points.
It's a team that works together. They count on everybody. They go 9 or 10 deep. You think about how they're going to play the game.
Here's Lewis with the left-handed runner, and tipped out into the hands of Nigel Pack.
John Aiken in his first year as a head coach, but he was here for the last 3 years as assistant, like you said, so he knows all about the program and these players.
Noel misses the long 3. He had a tough day at Nebraska on Sunday. Season low 4 points for him, and he was 0 of 5 from downtown. Baseline drive, and the short corner pull-up drops for Zach Scott, a junior out of Miami, averaging just better than 4 points a game.
He started about half the games. Originally played at Florida Gulf Coast before transferring here to McNeese.
McNeese forces about 17 turnovers a game, and they're 16th in the country with better than 10 steals a game. K-State already having some troubles at this end of the floor against them, and Ish Masood hits for 3. After an inconsistent start, he's put together 3 straight games in double figures, including 10 in the win at Nebraska.
Little push-off call there. Colin Warren, the left wing, gets called for the foul. You look at the keys of the ball game here. For McNeese, get to the paint. That's where they do so much of their work. They average 36.5 points inside. They have a lot of guys who can drive to the basket and have the big guy. They need to limit the turnovers. They average 18.1 turnovers a game, and you cannot play that way and beat Kansas State. K-State needs to be bench ready. K-State's got a good bench, but do you realize that over 40% of the minutes played and points scored by McNeese come from their bench? So they're ready to match K-State. And then the Christmas present is not to look ahead with your real family for Christmas. When you're the favorite, when you're a Power 5, when you're K-State, you better play through this game and give a Christmas present to your fellow teammates, yourself, and K-State Nation. You start thinking ahead, and that's when you get upset.
Bruce Weber was definitely concerned about this team at the shoot-around today as Mark Smith stays hot and rips a three. But he told his players, hey, don't look at the record, look at the film. This is a team that is very unique defensively. But K-State with back-to-back threes and a 6-2 edge.
And you have a quick turnaround. This is like the NCAA tournament where you play one day and then within 48 hours you're playing a second game.
Stolen by Smith. Transition opportunity for K-State. Noel nowhere to go, and then an unforced error throws it away.
When you have a little bit of a downtime as an athlete, especially when you're new to a situation like Marquise Noel is, how do you handle that? That's important. The psychological aspect. He's been playing so well, leading the team, being so helpful when Nigel Pack isn't available. Everyone's excited about what you're doing. Wow, we didn't realize you're this good. We can count on you. But then suddenly Nigel's back. You're a starter, and things don't go perfectly against Nebraska. You say, how are you going to bounce back from that?
Zach Scott's got all 5 for McNeese as he hits from the corner for 3. 10-3 on the season for Scott.
He has a nice shot from three-point land, almost a set shot, and almost all of his points come from three-point land. There you see quick double team and switch. Physical defense.
Kellen Taylor doing a great job.
You know, they're one game away from really having what they want out of this non-conference. They got 2 non-conference games left before conference play starts, and they have one more against Ole Miss at Ole Miss later in the year. So, you know, pretty good job. I think you can be excited about a lot of things about K-State, the newcomers and what they've done. But that Marquette game is the one missing link to put a smile on their face.
Yeah, not just one game away, really one play away, one shot away from getting another quality win over Marquette, and all of a sudden your 8-2 sounds a lot better than 7-3, and maybe you're in the discussion for just being outside the top 25 at 8-2 with 3 quality wins. So K-State good, but not as good as they would like, for sure.
Yeah, and to energize the crowd is a big deal, because that football season in the NFL is as hot as it's ever been, and a lot of people are paying attention to that. And there was a nice crowd here in Manhattan when K-State played against Marquette. You reward them with a victory, you might get them even more enthusiastic about your team. So we'll wait till the second semester and the K-State fans will be here, but the energy level could have been even higher.
Medley Bacon with a spin move. Counted in the foul on Bradford. Brendan Medley Bacon, a 7-1 junior out of Baltimore with a nice move.
Look at the skill. Crossing over, using his left hand, taking the contact. You don't see a ton of 7-footers out there in college basketball right now, but here is one of them. Coppin State, a transfer, really a threat on the inside if he can get the ball. He's one of the reasons why so many of the points have been scored inside, in the paint for McNeese.
Talking about quality wins, the Big 12 has a bunch of them already as a conference. They have all 10 teams in the top 80 in the net computer rankings. The bad news for K-State is at number 79. They're last among all those 10 teams. I guess the good news is they've got 18 chances coming up at quality wins once conference play starts. Medley Bacon with some body there on Massoud, and he'll have to pitch it back out to Miguel. Miguel with the runner left short. And rebounded by McNeese. Here comes Trey English. He's turned away, and they set it back up. And McNeese turns it over.
Well, that is a story of Cowboy basketball this year. On the offensive end, I mentioned they turn it over 18.1 times. Some of them are unforced, as we've seen early in this ball game, but they turn over the opponent 17 times and take advantage of that going the other direction and getting scoring opportunities. So very physical, athletic, and up and down. Turnovers on both ends are what they're used to seeing. K-State's trying to figure it out and try to play a calmer level of basketball and avoid those turnovers, but so far it's been a struggle.
Here Miguel gets to the rim, and as we've seen him do so many times, able to finish on that right-hand side.
We talked about how McNeese wants to have that mayhem on defense, force you to do other things. K-State has some answers with 10 different guys that they can rotate through there. They got ways of scoring. Driving the ball for Celton Miguel is a good job.
Nice job of walling up by Bradford. Miguel in transition. Tough shot. Masood's tip won't go. And out of the pack comes Taylor on the run. Taylor with the spin move between two defenders, and McNeese leads again.
He feels as comfortable around the rim as many players. When I watch him, there's no one planted closer to the basket overall to game. You look at his touches, they're right there at the rim.
Bradford with the slam.
K-State makes the extra pass and gets the dunk.
Nice job of Noel of not forcing a layup in there, but finding his big man instead. Bruce Weber thinks they can take advantage of this McNeese State team if they can get it inside. And here's a travel violation on Taylor.
They got to make the extra pass. You got to stay under control and realize where the defenders are. And that time, Marquise Noel drew the big guy to him, and it flipped it right to the middle of the lane to a wide open Davian Bradford. And that's about as far off the floor as we've seen him get in a while. He threw that thing down easily.
He's getting closer. Had the bout with pneumonia early on in the season. Kicks it out to Miguel. Off target on a three, and Massey there with the strong rebound. Bradford productive in his last 3 games, though, averaging 8 points during that stretch and tied his season high with 9 against Nebraska. Jumper falls for Christian Shoemate, productive player off the bench for McNeese, freshman out of Chicago. McGurl, transition 3, no. K-State 2 of 5 now after making its first 2 3-pointers.
Not a ton of ball movement by the Cowboys, but they feel very comfortable. They get an angle. They like going one-on-one and taking you to the basket.
Trey English with the stop and pop over Kasupki.
CDC English got to settle in, look what he had. Said, okay, it's you and me, one-on-one, mid-range jumper. We've seen a couple of those go down for McNeese. They're more likely to do that and score the basketball than make 5 passes and get an open shot.
Noel has it knocked away. For McNeese this year are to SMU by 20, TCU out of the Big 12 by 16, and LSU bombed them 85-46. They were supposed to play Saturday at Dallas Christian College, but Dallas Christian canceled the game due to COVID.
And it looks like the energy gained from the rest has really played out well here, starting with Coach John Aiken, who every time a loose ball is there, I'm surprised he's not on the court grabbing it. Wanting to see his team hustle, and they've done it well so far to start this game.
Doing a great job of taking K-State out of what it wants to do on the offensive end so far. Pack trying to make something happen here with the shot clock a factor. Cross court to Miguel, turns down a 3 and a blocking foul.
A really good idea by the defender on the play. Jonathan Massey was going to get a charge, but he couldn't quite get his body there in time, was leaning at an angle and got the defensive foul call instead of the charge that he almost had. He really anticipated well where Selton Miguel was going to drive the basketball.
Massey out and Harwin Francois in, number 22, a junior from Fort Myers, Florida, and a good 3-point shooter.
The 9 players for McNeese will play about the same amount of minutes, so you just want to have everybody involved, everybody fresh.
Pat for 3, back rim, Shoemate the rebound. Shoemate, the Euro step around Pack, and a foul on Kansas State. This will go against Nigel.
Long rebound and a good break opportunity. You see the kind of athlete McNeese has, long, almost able to get the ball to go. Christian Shoemate played for Tulsa last year. Had a big game against LSU. How about 15 rebounds against the Tigers? On the day where he had 12 points as well. Hasn't been to the free throw line much this year, and about a 50% free throw shooter.
Mark Smith back in for Selton Miguel. Smith had an early free for K-State. 3rd in the Big 12 in rebounding and almost 8 a game for the Cats.
He's done so many things for K-State that Wildcat fans may not realize how good a three-point shooter he is. That's what he was known for when he played for Mizzou last year, and you sure saw it when K-State was struggling a little bit at the end against Nebraska. He backed up and bombed one in to kind of say game over.
Yeah, the dagger with 1:34 to play up in Lincoln on Sunday. Easy has it stripped away. 3-on-2 break. Shoemate misses the alley-oop. But Brendan Medley-Bacon knows how to finish. He has 5, and it's a 7-0 run for McNeese.
When he got an injury, Zach Scott is slowed, number 15, and they need to stop the game. He can't put weight on his right leg. And officials didn't see it as much as McNeese fouled to stop the play. But did you see the Cowboys get after the offensive boards? They missed a layup opportunity, an alley-oop opportunity, but not deterred. They're going to attack offensive rebound opportunities.
Well, right now, K-State needs to match the energy level. Not done it so far. Kasupke back to Pack, sets his feet, and hits. Nigel Pack left all alone on a good find from Kasupke. And it's the third 3 of the half, and K-State needed that to stop a 7-0 run.
It's nice to see Nigel Pack do that, because although he's a great three-point shooter, you do have to remember he did almost everything well against Nebraska, except he was 2 of 9 from behind the arc. So you want him to have full confidence in his shot.
McGurl has it stripped in the backcourt, able to get it back. Yeah, Nigel made his first shot of the game. Has this one blocked by the 7-footer out on the perimeter. Another alley-oop, and Christian Shoemake hammers it home.
He isn't going to miss a second opportunity, and he didn't worry about using 2 hands. Right hand slam. Dangerous pass.
Kasupke to Pack again. Cross court, Mark Smith all alone. Kasupke there for the weak side rebound, but couldn't corral it for K-State.
Well, the game's played the way that the Cowboys want it to be played. Both teams are on a pace at the last time out to have 20 turnovers each in this game. Exactly the way McNeese wants to play.
Well, mayhem is their buzzword, and they've definitely created it so far. Smith on the drive picks up the foul on the big man.
That was an important drive by Mark Smith, because in the last possession, the thing I was going to point out, Ben, is that you see K-State make all those passes, pump fake, did a lot of things well, but it was all perimeter. They had totally forgotten about getting the ball inside. And where K-State will have their greatest success is they get the touch inside, where they can get the big guys to score and also break down the defense, force them to come back. They're not going to allow an interior pass to be left alone. They're probably going to be 3 defenders there in a flash, which means now you can have open opportunities. But if you just play in the perimeter, you're going to see the athleticism that McNeese State has.
Similar situation to Sunday's game up at Nebraska, Stan. K-State didn't take control of that game until they started getting the ball inside, and that spurred that 16-0 run late the first half. Smith, a great free throw shooter, misses them both.
And in that Nebraska game, the big guys were very effective doing their work. Casey Ziegu, 3 of 4 from the field, and Davian Bradford, 4 of 7.
Yeah, they had 34 points in the paint. Shoemate over Bradford, hits. Christian Shoemate's got it going. He has 6, and it's 21-13 McNeese.
He looks good on that baseline.
Back for 3. Bradford inside.
Third up, you know, you're watching a boxing match, you can see when they're ready to go. And K-State's 0 of 3 from the free throw line, and the way they might come back here, Ben, is at the free throw line, because with 7:19 left, McNeese has allowed the Wildcats to be in the 1-on-1 situation for the rest of the half. So
good hustle play from Mark Smith. Let's see if K-State can convert.
Tell you what, Coach John Aiken's having a good time. I mean, he's talking to the officials, he's laughing with his players, he's showing high energy. He likes what he's seen from his team so far.
High screen for Noel.
Switch with the big guy with a smaller man on him.
And Marquise on the drive gets bumped and fouled, so that'll put Marquise Noel at the free throw line. 89% on the year for a 1-on-1.
Bruce Weber is going to say, guys, we are now in the 1-on-1, soon to be into double bonus. Don't settle for 3-pointers now. make plays toward the rim. You can score it or get fouled.
First point of the night for McNeese Noel. Fifth in the Big 12 in both assists and steals, and 14th in scoring coming into tonight at 12.3 a game.
Now K-State will show a little bit of full court man-to-man. Have their own version of mayhem is what Bruce Weber likes. He wants great defense all the time.
K-State's only committed 2 fouls. So they can certainly turn up the heat here with 6:58 to go.
When you think about the Nebraska game, K-State did not get off to a fast start. 48 hours ago when they played the Huskers in Lincoln, they were behind 25-15, and all of a sudden the defense, 11 straight possessions, no Nebraska scores, and the game turned the Wildcats' way.
Medley Bacon against Bradford, tough shot, and he gets it to go.
Nice balance there after the contact, no call. Knocked off Brendan Medley Bacon a little, but he kept his composure, good coordination, and able to score the ball. Not a lot of movement in the passes for the Wildcats here.
Ball fake for Noel, keeps the dribble, goes in with the left hand and kisses it home. You got to make plays against this aggressive defense, and Noel's a guy who can do it.
And you got to make good reads as well. The finish was awesome, right? But the reads all the way through, he was trying to decide, should I shoot the three-pointer? Should I shoot the mid-range? Should I pass? Should I keep it? All good decisions.
And a 3 answer from the corner for Zach Scott. That's his second of the half, 26-17.
So you got to know where Zach Scott is along the three-point line, because he's going to be lingering over there looking for a shot. He's made a couple already tonight.
High ball screen for Noel again with the left hand. This one not as quite a bit degree of difficulty, but gets it to go nonetheless.
Not easy, but compared to the earlier one, I guess you can say a little less hard. But again, getting the ball to the rim. That's what Bruce Weber's going to want.
If K-State can get some stops now, 58% from the floor from the 7'1" Medley Bacon here.
K-State's done this sometimes this year, but they've never had a 7-footer on the other side. Don't think they gave this look against Illinois where they played the other big guy.
Medley Bacon this time, a little too strong, going off the glass. Smith back out to Masood. Miguel loses it off his foot and out of bounds.
Was he trying to throw the pass, or he had some conversation with Mark Smith, who was on the wing? Not a lot of noise in the arena right now. K-State fans watching as their team's trailing, so you're hearing the coach's instructions like it's at practice. All the players can hear exactly what the coaches are saying, even though they're at the other end of the court.
English trying to draw a foul, rebounded by Noel. Ahead to Selton Miguel for the lay-in.
Selton Miguel got out in front, and Trey English, I think he might have been able to get back and get in position to play defense, but he didn't realize along the sideline that a Wildcat was behind him. So until the pass was thrown, he didn't think he was threatened. K-State's able to score. Good look ahead.
Not this time for Zach Scott, rebounded by Smith. Cats down 5 and looking to climb closer.
Defense without fouling. You don't want to just give K-State the opportunity to shoot free throws if you're on the Cowboys bench. Especially McNeese Noel, who's the most likely to put you in a bind, driving to the basket, making you decide how you want to defend him. He stepped further away from the free throw line than I've seen him all year. He's backing up. He's almost to where Wilt Chamberlain shot those things.
For the most part, it hasn't mattered. He's had a about 90% on the year now.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, his feet are far apart, but he doesn't stand right on that line.
Shoemate on the attack, tries to jam and misses it. K-State quickly to the other end. Selton floating in and draws a foul, and that's going to be team foul number 10, but a shooting foul anyway, so it'll put Selton Miguel at the free throw line.
Selton Miguel will take different angles to the basket than you might expect. Defender down there thinking he's going to take it right to the side of the rim, to the backboard. Thought he might get a charge, but Selton Miguel stayed away, went across the lane on his angle, made it a little harder shot, but because he did that, he didn't charge and gets a foul, gets to go to the line and makes the first.
Foul on Warren is his third, so foul trouble continues to mount here for McNeese. K-State climbing closer from the free throw line now as Miguel gets both of them, and the Cats are within one.
We mentioned this a few minutes ago. The fouls may allow K-State to get back in the game without having to fight through the mayhem of that defense from the Cowboys.
8 unanswered now for the Cats.
K-State stays small. Ish Massoud still playing the center position.
K-State switching the ball screens.
McNeese is also pretty small right now with a 7-footer on the bench.
Tracked down in the corner by Pat, and he saves it into Miguel. Nigel had a career-high 8 rebounds on Sunday in the win at Nebraska.
He and Noel have a higher number of rebounds than you might expect, being two smaller point guards.
Quickest guy to the ball, gets a rebound a lot of times.
Yeah, and they have good timing how to get to the highest point.
Good catch inside by Smith for the lead, and he gets the roll.
That was really a nice pass and catch. Two guys on the same page. They had to be. They weren't very far apart, but Mark Smith kept his body under control after the catch, took his time to regroup and then go up.
Noel picks up his 4th assist of the half. 10 unanswered now for K-State.
About the same time they turned on a 16-0 run against Nebraska on Sunday.
Yeah, it's kind of been a season-long, the way it's played out in the first half for K-State. Wichita State, Nebraska, they fall behind, get the lead at half. Let's see what happens here in the final 2:12. 8-3, back rim, and rebounded by Miguel.
And to finish that story, rarely keep the momentum to start the second half. They redo the whole program over again.
Right, yeah, then hit a dagger 3 from 25 feet with about a minute to go to clinch it. Bruce Weber's hoping he doesn't need that tonight.
They seem to get control against Nebraska after being down by 10. Finish the half 18-2 run, control the game, and then Nebraska comes out and scores the first 7 or 8 points and gets back in the lead. So coming out of the locker room, K-State has not played their best basketball. But to finish off the halves, they've done a pretty nice job, except for everyone screaming out there, "Ah, darn, how about that Marquette game? Just a couple more plays."
McGurl returns.
We're calling a play. And McNeese making sure it's not run.
Noel's about the only player who's been able to get by anybody. Strong on-ball defense for McNeese in this first half. And another turnover.
It's just one of the struggles they have is on the offensive end, they give up too many opportunities.
Pack all alone for 3. And can't ring the bell from the corner. McGurl fouls on the rebound. Boy, Nigel will not get a better look than that all year.
Yep, great ball movement to give him the open look. Had plenty of time from the left corner, but it does not go down. And
I guess the foul's on McNeese here. So McGurl will shoot 2 because K-State's in the double bonus.
Coach John Aiken said, how can it be? I mean, it almost has to be a no call. Both guys jumped. They didn't get the rebound. They hit each other in midair. girl says, thank you, I'll make my free throw. John Aiken has a 2-year head coach back in his day in the NAIA, but the last 3 years has been head assistant under Heath Schroyer. Coach Schroyer is also the athletic director at McNeese and said, I'm just going to stay on as the athletic director and let you be the head coach. So he's in his first year officially, but 4th year with the program.
There's the 12-0 run, approaching 5 minutes for K-State. Tough shot. Miles Lewis, the leading scorer, and he gets his first 2 of the game.
Starter from VMI last year. Boy, what a tough shot, but needed for the Cowboys.
McGurl out to Pack. And he hits. Nigel Pack with a huge 3. And gives K-State some cushion here, up 4. And McNeese can hold for the final shot, and they'll get a time here
During this stretch of good defense.
K-State does have 2 fouls to give here if it wants to get creative.
But unlike the NBA where you have 6 fouls, who do you say you're willing to foul?
Noel with the reach around. K-State with a shot at the buzzer. McGurl for 3.
Bruce Weber got his team to play great defense, got to the free throw line, and yes, with an 18-2 to run, they have a lead of 7 points. Their biggest lead of the game is the lead they have right now.
Cats back with their starting 5 after they went small to in the half.
Little zone with that foul trouble.
Pack for 3. Front rim. Smith got a hand on it, but rebounded by Kellen Taylor.
John Aiken's McNeese State does not play a lot of zone, but they're long. So when they jump into it, they cover a lot of ground on the defensive end. Helps have a 7-footer in the middle.
Warren trying to back down. Now up to Miles Lewis. His line drive 3 won't go. Smith surveying on the kick out to Noel. Yes, Marquise for 3.
That's a highlight reel, really, or a summarization of Mark Smith this year. His defensive position and that rebound getting at its highest point, just textbook. But then he has the ability to say, I'm just going to take the ball right now. I can move the ball up the court like a point guard, create a situation, and he does for a wide open 3 for Marquise Noel.
Warren, no. Yeah, K-State would like to get those transition opportunities or secondary break opportunities before McNeese can set this defense. And out of bounds to McNeese.
Unforced error. Marquise Noel tried a no-look pass, thinking he's going to get the ball to Casey Eziagu. But the defense for McNeese had gotten down in the lane well enough that the ball bounced off their legs. And they end up with the basketball off the Wildcats. So a turnover with really no need to be in that position for the Wildcats.
And that's thrown away. Turnover for turnover. Smith finds a lane and is bumped and fouled.
That's one thing that McNeese needs to improve is on the offensive end. Just don't be quite as loose with the basketball. It's hard though when you're in a frenzied pace on defense to just be calm and not be frenzied at the other end. It's like if you were sprinting and then go try to hit a putt in golf. Wait a second. Can't get my heart
That'd be
beat down.
interesting.
Yeah. But that's kind of like what it is to play defense for McNeese. You're sprinting, and all of a sudden you say, okay, settle down on offense. Love the energy, but you got a team of young players. I think they'll get better at it as the season goes along.
Noel, use of the high screen, and gets fouled hard going back to the right hand. He'll head back to the free throw line. He's kind of taken over this game with his ability to get downhill and get to the rim, either making plays for himself, getting to the free throw line, or dishing out 4 assists.
I was going against a team that doesn't want K-State to be able to run their offensive sets, but he feels very comfortable in that environment. He almost likes when he says, oh, so I don't have to make the pass to the wing to run the offense. I mean, Coach Weber might not be upset with me if I just attack. As long as he makes good decisions, Bruce Weber will be fine with his attacking. And he's made him tonight. He's been under control, right? When he's taking the ball to the rim. The one mistake he made was just a little bit ago when he tried to squeeze the ball in transition when it really wasn't a transition time.
Catherine, what do you got on McNeese?
Well, Mark Smith says McNeese is just a special player. He can do many things. Get to the basket, make good plays, knock down open shots. He just really does a lot for us, especially defensively. He's a whole package, and he's so fun to play with.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's got to be fun to play with. You got to be ready, though. You will.
There's Mark Smith again, clearing the boards and taking the ball up the court.
He's going to try a three. Rims in and out. Lewis with the step through.
Oh, tough shot.
Yeah, he's hit a couple of them.
He drives the ball well. Watching him play before this game, I'm right down in my notes. It's a drives well, not just drives, but is able to finish. What a tough angle that was.
State got the first 5 of the second half, continuing that blitz to end the first half. Before that bucket from Lewis. Pack deep three, yes! Nigel Pack heating up.
He came out of that Nebraska game very well. I thought he started a little slow because he played very little the game before, got the blood flowing, didn't hit his early shots, but by the end of the game, he had filled up the stat line, done so many things, and he's carrying it over to this game, looking very comfortable on the court.
9 points, all from 3-point range. Trey English comes back with a 2-pointer. Long 2 for English.
Seen some nice mid-range makes by McNeese tonight. English, freshman from Maryland, adds to that.
Masood well defended by Taylor.
Will Taylor get a hand on it?
English trying another one, too strong, and there's Smith.
That was a little harder. Drive to the baseline off bounce with a defender on you.
Smith keeping the dribble alive, finds Pack. Nice ball fake in the layup.
What a great reaction, because McNeese was going to get out there when he caught the ball. Zach Scott said, "You're not shooting an uncontested three." He said, "Okay, pump fake." And it's been all Wildcats here in the first 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, outscoring McNeese 10-4 to be points in the first 14 minutes, but only 6 in the last 8.5 minutes.
You start making comparisons to the game 2 days ago against Nebraska. The Huskers had 25 points pretty quickly and led by 10 against K-State, and then got shut down.
Noel got it blocked. Bradford in the middle pulls it down, and he's fouled.
How did he get that basketball right in front of him? It looked like Carwin Francois was going to get it, but somehow the taller player timed it out well. Davion Bradford made a good reaction. He was getting in rebound position for the ball to hit the rim and then realized, wait, that thing is short.
Smith. Noel. No look. Bradford with the hammer.
Well, now you're seeing just different energy levels. K-State, his eyes were open, moving quickly. And the Cowboys starting to say, oh boy, we're falling behind. Not quite the same level of quickness. Talked about earlier in the game, they looked like that boxer. They had the perfect amount of sweat, focus. And right now, they just look a little out of sorts.
We've seen some nice touch around the basket all game long from Brendan Medley-Bacon, and gets another one.
Yeah, that time looking around and finally throwing up almost a hook shot from the right baseline.
Pack with the floater, and rebounded by Medley-Bacon.
Coach Aiken wanting the energy level to be up. He's down on his knees right now coaching.
Kick out for 3, rebounded by Smith. Noel gets to the rim. Can't get the roll, but he's fouled by Shoemaker.
Again, attacking the basket, forcing McNeese State to foul. That's how K-State turned it around the first half under Bruce Weber.
Talking about K-State's defense, they came into tonight also leading the nation in three-point percentage defense at 23.8%. Tonight, McNeese just 2 of 10. Both of those threes coming in the first half as McNeese misses a free throw.
Yeah, it's hard to have that low of three-point percentage opponent shooting and then add to the stat and make it better in the next game. So right now, 2 of 10 is a little worse at 20%.
I asked Bruce Weber at Shoot-Around about that today, what he attributes that to. You know, what's improved so much from last year. He said, really last year they had 3 freshmen and they had a bunch of weeks where they hardly could practice because of COVID and some injuries. So this guy's getting more experience, closeouts, athleticism on the perimeter. Medley Bacon forces one out. Noel fires it to Bradford.
And he's trying to call timeout. Down by 14. Will there be another push by the Cowboys?
Medley Bacon, front rim. Selton Miguel out with the rebound, wanted to run, but it was nearly taken away by English. Dribbling the basketball is a chore against these Cowboys, unless you're Marquise Noel. Mark Smith in and out.
That was a good pass. Had a couple bad ones, but mostly good tonight. And definitely does a nice job finishing at the basket, does Marquise Noel.
That one way too strong from Francois. K-State beats the pressure. Noel all the way to the backboard for the lay-in.
K-State wants to play good team defense. You mentioned being able to practice has been a big part of it. It's not individual defense, it's team defense. And if K-State plays their best team defense, they'll force McNeese to settle for three-point shots, which is a winner for the Wildcats because they're good at closing out and forcing shots to be missed. But it's not an area McNeese is very good at either. They shoot 29% from behind the arc.
This one drops for Harwin Francois, his 21st 3 of the season.
He leads the team in percent and number of makes. He is the one guy who really wants to shoot the 3 ball for the Cowboys. Almost every shot he's taken this year has been a 3-pointer.
Bradford faces up. Now back to Noel with 5 on the shot clock. Selton Miguel rattles it in. He loves the deep 3 to beat the shot clock and delivers again for K-State.
Well, I think it just gives you a freedom, right? You don't feel like you're going to be criticized. You don't have to hear about, is that the best shot? Is there someone else open? No, shot clock's running out. Square up and knock it down.
7 off the bench for Selton Miguel tonight. He just not a starter. Started a few games, but now kind of in that role of coming off the bench. But I'll tell you what, he earns his minutes on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and you want him to rest up just a little bit and be ready to roll because he is battling a knee injury that's bothering him some. Looks like he's getting closer to being back to normal.
Skip pass, McGurl. Catch and shoot 3, no.
Mike's hitting only 21% of his 3-point shots so far this year.
Going in! Career right about 32-33% 3-point shooter. Seeing the same energy here on the defensive end, sustained energy anyway that we saw in the first 10-12 minutes of the game.
McNeese lights you up with that energy output. They also use 9 guys equally, so they hope to wear you down if you're a short rotation team. But K-State actually matches it. They play 9 or 10 guys, feel very comfortable. So K-State has not gotten worn down, and then suddenly that really forces McNeese into a bind. And K-State's been better at driving the basketball. Creates a little demoralization because the foul differential is giant. K-State has not fouled here yet in the second half. That's the 15th foul against the Cowboys.
Miguel 73% from the free throw line this year. Had 7 in the win at Nebraska on Sunday.
McNeese has definitely forced K-State to adjust playing against them, because it's really a surprise when you look down and realize that K-State in the first half and in the second half individually, therefore obviously for the whole game, have shot more than 50% of their shots from behind the arc. So it's never been easy to get all the way to the rim. We've talked about that being a success and making some foul because of it, but you see a nice move inside. I spoke about this earlier. I love Kellen Taylor's game on the inside. He's just so strong, so comfortable at the basket. With offensive rebounds, moves inside. Hasn't been great from the free throw line at 53%.
Misses them both. Eziagu snags the board. Quickly ahead to Pack. English there to defend him. State looking for Kasuki in the corner, and it's knocked out of play.
Will they be able to move the ball in a fashion that gets Casey Eziagu an opportunity? He's got a pretty small lineup out there right now for McNeese, with Brendan Medley baking the 7-footer, taking a break. K-State has a big size advantage with Casey Eziagu, but he's hardly touched the ball tonight.
McGurl had a foot out of bounds.
So many players, when they pump fake and go drive, step backwards before they take off and touch that sideline.
Christian Shoemate for 3.
Oh, he has great rotation on his shot. He has not made many three-pointers this year, but if he can extend that mid-range look to the three-point line like he did right there, he could be a big scoring factor. That's only his 3rd three-point make of the year.
Kasuki and a blocking foul on McNeese.
Close call there, but Kasuki gets the call.
Foul on English, his 3rd. 16th foul is Pack inbounds.
And this is a group that did really well when you think about Ish Massoud playing the center position when K-State made a big run in the first half to turn a deficit into a lead.
That one fell right into the lap of Selton Miguel as 2 McNeese would-be rebounders collided and fell down.
Not counted as a turnover, but almost like a turnover. Easiest score of the night for K-State, other than that Bradford dunk in the first half.
Selton's got 12 now. Good ball movement. Nice bounce pass. Shoemate powers it down.
Shoemate's going to be a factor this year. We've seen some of the abilities he has.
Kasuki halfway down and out. Massoud there with the board.
I mentioned Selton Miguel here making a pass in double figures for the first time this year.
Good defense by Lewis to take away the alley-oop. Transition 3, no. Shoemate, 16.
It's the Shoemate show here the last 2 minutes, and they're only down by 10.
Miguel, wing 3, yes. Big second half for Selton Miguel. His second 3 pushes the lead back to 13.
Well-timed make there. It's been a 14-point lead for a while for K-State, but then it went down to 10. Thanks to the unbelievable performance of Christian Shoemate.
There he is again, working on Massoud. Good pass to the corner. Answer 3. Drops for Colin Warren. Finding ways to give back to the community, and great story there by this program. Getting involved with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, connection to the youth is always an emphasis. especially as we get ready for Christmas this week.
Noel back in there after a pretty long break. Bradford, baby hook.
That is something that K-State hoped to have some success at tonight, but have not had a bunch of those touches. But Bruce Weber, with McNeese pulling within 10, had a timeout to call a play, said let's get the ball to Davian Bradford, and he finishes.
Poked out of bounds by Mike McGurl. Pack, McGurl, Noel all in there right now, along with Selton Miguel at the 4 spot and Bradford in the middle. Shoot. English. That's a deep 2 and tracked down in the corner by Selton Miguel. Quickly ahead to Pack. Pack leaves it for Noel.
Long rebound leads to a fast break.
English, no. To McGurl, and he misses the alley-oop.
And a foul against K-State. K-State got out on a fast break, had the 2-on-1. Noel decided to go up and over, which is a good move in college basketball, but Mike McGurl not able to get it to go, and then a little pushing at the end. Fortunately, not overly done. No technicals.
Only the second team foul of the half on Kansas State.
Here's the guy they've been going to recently. This time, air ball.
Bradford couldn't handle the miss. Fumbles it out of bounds. 16 to shoot for McNeese. Smith in for Miguel at the 5:45 mark.
Teams won't be playing basketball officially with their uniforms on in front of fans for at least a week. So how are you going to finish off this last 5 minutes and 40 seconds?
Reach-in foul on Mike McGurl. His first and the third on K-State.
K-State's put a good stretch together of games, Ben, where the defense has just been rock solid. We could get better, and they want to improve as the season goes along. But they're putting a nice stretch together where it's not up and down. Some parts of the offensive game have been inconsistent, but not defense recently.
They've held 5 out of 10 teams under 60 as McGurl misses the left-hand layup. And trying to do the same here tonight to McNeese with 5 to go. Shoemate backing down on Smith. Air ball. Back to the loose ball. K-State trying to cash in a break opportunity, and they do.
Extra and extra pass.
Noel at the jackknife and turned the reverse layup into a pass, and he ends up getting the assist to Nigel Pack.
Yeah, good hustle by McNeese to not allow him to have an easy layup. He thought he had a 2-on-1 break, and where did this defender come from? But he jumps high enough into the air to hang, and Nigel Pack kept his concentration enough to be ready to score the ball.
Assist number 9 on the night for Marquise Noel. He had 11 the other couple of games ago, and a near triple-double against Marquette. And a 3 from Nigel Pack. And just like that, Pack with 5 straight, and it's the biggest lead of the night for the Cats.
He averages 14.5 a game, and it's incredible. The standard deviation off that number is not very big.
No.
He just hits right on it all the time.
Shoemate still working. It's stick back. Marquise, another good look inside to McGurl, but didn't have anywhere to go. It's tipped into the backcourt on the deflection. K-State has it. Here comes the high screen. Noel with the blow by. The right-handed reverse won't go. Bradford there, and he misses the stick back. On the break, Colin Warren powers it down.
He can drive the basketball anytime in a game, but that time without a dribble was able to catch and stuff it home.
Pack somehow kept it alive and floats it over the top of the 7.
Delivered as well with 18 points and 4 of 8 from behind the arc.
Yeah, once he started getting into the lane, things started happening for K-State, launching that 18-2 run in the first half.
And that's the kind of 1-2 punch K-State wants to see if they're playing those two guys together. And it's the second game in a row where Noel and Nigel Pack started the game.
They combined for 34 in that starting backcourt tonight. Tough shot for English.
A little push in the back by Mark Smith.
Smith trying to get into double figures in rebounding, but that one won't count.
3 times this year, out of the 11 games so far before tonight, he was able to get at least 10 rebounds in a game.
K-State with 10 threes tonight. And another foul, this one on Selton Miguel.
It's the 3rd time the Wildcats have 10 3-point makes in a game. We mentioned Marquise Noel 2 times in recent games. Marquette in this game against McNeese, where he has a double-double that includes assists. You say, okay, that's nice, but do you realize that that is a career ties Steve Henson, Angel Rodriguez, Jacob Pullen? Career
Some
2
good
double-doubles, including assists.
There's 2 more in the scorebook for Noel.
It has not happened often in K-State history. He becomes the 4th Wildcat with 2 career double-doubles that include assists.
18 apiece for Pack and Marquise Noel.
Saying, remember me when you vote for newcomer of the year in the Big 12 Conference.
Be a lot of contenders.
Yes.
He is doing it all for K-State. Nice ball fake by Miguel. 17 off the bench tonight for Selton. Just over a minute to go. K-State with its biggest lead.
That ties Selton Miguel's career high in scoring. Will he get another chance? Here he goes.
Smith right down the middle, and he's fouled. Not a lot of shot attempts tonight for Mark Smith. Just 2 of 5. He's got a 3 and will head to the free throw line.
He's got to do the little things, do a lot of things, and quoted this week that he really has advanced his basketball capabilities on the floor since he's been at K-State. It's been talked about a lot. Bruce Weber really recruited 3 different times originally. But this young man who plays great baseball. College level baseball, legitimate at least. But decided he didn't want to play both basketball and baseball at some point. Ends up at Illinois, then transfers to Mizzou, and finally to K-State.
Good on the free throw. We talked about K-State's Big 12 opener at Oklahoma. The home opener will be 6 o'clock on January 4th as they host number 16 Texas. You can get a $1 GA ticket for that one.
$1. There's a reason why that great offer is out there, and that offer has been upped in many ways. K-State's football team is playing their bowl game against LSU that night, so the basketball team moved their starting time up so that they believe they'll be done with the game here in Bramlage before the football team kicks off.
That's some kind of doubleheader, right?
Say, we got some pretty good screens in here if you want to stay here and watch a game. The Shamrock Zone has a special deal that you can go watch here in Bramlage Coliseum, the brand new great facility add-on to both the basketball arena and also looks over the football stadium.
Warren with that three. Kasubke attacks, loses the handle. Probably should have just took the three. Zach Scott for three, and McNeese is making this look a little closer than it really was, but a couple of big threes there in the final minute.
Real good performance by McNeese tonight. Fought like crazy. Good luck in the Southland Conference. And Bruce Weber, his team will get a crisp